RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Macias Insurance Agency, your local independent insurance agent. Andy's Auto Body, Tire, and Auto Service and Sales. Auto Butler Car Wash and Express Lube, located at 1706 Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Auto Centers Nissan, home of the Wiggity Way. Roper's Regal Beagle, the Metro East's premier sports bar and grill. Shell Community Federal Credit Union, the one place to go for all your banking needs. Alton Sports Tap, sports, food, and good times. Liberty Bank, bank local, bank Liberty. Ruderman Plumbing, your locally owned plumbing superheroes. Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, all of your protection under one roof. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. First Mid-America Credit Union, exceeding member expectations since 1934. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949.
First pitch of the afternoon ball game, and pitches outside for a ball. Here's the lineup for the Jersey Panthers. Number 4, Hunter Bryant leads off. He's the senior catcher. Batting second is number 8, Jacob Witt, the junior right fielder. Here's a ball off the hands, hit to the shortstop, Anderson threw him, and it's going to be a leadoff error as Hunter Bryant reaches base on an error by the second baseman, Andrus.
Yeah, that's one of those balls where it's kind of an in-between hop, but hit soft enough where you can get your body over in front of it. Really try to play it from the side, and when you try to do that, you're asking for trouble.
Jacob Witt steps in. He's the right fielder for the Panthers, batting second. Then it's Jake Varble, the shortstop, hitting third, followed by Crick Kimball, the senior third baseman, hitting cleanup. We'll get the rest of the order as we go along. Big lead by Bryant at first base. Hampton checks and delivers, and the pitch is outside for ball one.
You would expect maybe a little bit of, talking about fireworks, some fireworks on the bases here. You get that leadoff runner on, you may want to get aggressive and get a little busy.
Bryant a catcher, but he's not your typical catcher. He's small in stature, and he's pretty quick on the bases. Not your typical man behind the plate. Here's a pickoff play, and Bryant stumbles a little bit as he dives back in.
What kind of first base coach is that over there, that Chris Skinner?
Chris Skinner told me before the game it's his job to get him to first, and it's Coach Perdun's job to get him the rest of the way around. Another delivery from Hampton, misses low, and the count's 2-0 to Jacob Witt, right-handed batter, getting the signs from Coach Perdun down in the third base coach's box.
That sounds like Skinner all right.
Third baseman in on the grass, first baseman holds. Here's the pitch, inside strike to Jacob Witt. The count is 2-1.
That's a pitcher's pitch there, not really 2-0. You're looking for something over the heart of the plate that you can drive. Nothing you can do much with that one right on the inside corner.
So far, we haven't seen Witt square to offer a bunt with that runner on first. Here's another pickoff throw, and diving back in is Bryant. Coach Perdun likes his runners to get as big a lead as possible. That means diving back in, not just stepping back to the bag. He wants them diving back in. Hampton checks, another throw over. Hampton is a left-handed pitcher, so he's got that runner right in his field of vision. Setting the defense, Boose, Daniels, and Cato left to right across the outfield for the Eagles. They're straight away. Here's another pitch, this one inside, and the count goes 3-1. Across the infield, Helmkamp is the third baseman. Jones plays short. Andrus is the second baseman. Bryant at first. Behind the plate is Connor Lowen. Hampton checks and fires, misses high, and the first two have reached here in the first inning. A walk to the second place hitter, Witt.
Now you're asking for trouble, an error and a walk, not the way you want to start off if you're Hampton, the pitcher. And now you're getting into the heart of the order here. The big boppers in this Jersey lineup, and a chance to put up a crooked number here early.
One of those big boppers, senior Jake Varble, stepping in now. Varble's average on the climb. He's above 300, and for much of the early part of the season, he was well below 300, but he's starting to heat up. He's got 11 RBI, 5 doubles, no home runs this year for Jake Varble. Runners take their lead. Hampton checks. Pitch is a called strike one to Jake Varble.
Probably a good idea to maybe take a strike in this situation when you're coming off of an error and a walk, just to see if you get a little nerves out of your starting pitcher here. But gets the first one over for a strike.
Hampton checks and fires another. This one misses inside, ball 1. We've seen Hampton miss, and except for ball 4 to Witt, his pitches have been low and a little bit inside. Hasn't been high too much except that one ball 4.
Trying to work inside on these batters, maybe keep them honest, keep them off the plate.
There's another one inside, called for a strike, and both strikes called to Varble have been on the inside part of the plate.
And that one a little more off speed there. You could tell he was looking for something different. Maybe wasn't necessarily expecting off speed there.
Yet to swing on the 1-2 pitch. On the way as Hampton looks in for the sign from Lowen.
Big gap in right center field.
Here's the pitch, and it's hit hard but foul out of play to the left. Count remains 1-2 to Jake Varble. Crick Kimball on deck. Kimball wearing number 3. He's the left-handed power bat in this Panther lineup. Hampton again checks with his catcher for the sign. Now he checks the runner at second and delivers. This is called strike 3 to Varble right at the letters.
Tough to take a pitch anywhere close to the plate there. It looked like a pitch that he could definitely drive. That's exactly what you want if you're a pitcher, a strikeout in that situation.
Yeah, and Varble looked surprised, but it looked like to me it was right at the letters, and it was a called strike 3 for the first out of the inning, and that brings in Kimball. Runners on first and second with 1 out here, top of the first inning.
He's been swinging the bat well, too.
This pitch off speed misses for ball 1. Kimball on the season, a .240 hitter, but he's got 13 RBIs. That's second on the team behind Kanelican. He's got 2 home runs this season. If I recall, one was a grand slam in Roxana.
Yes, indeed. I was there to see that.
And Kanelican also hit a grand slam in that game.
Yes, he did. I've been to that park twice this year and have seen 3 grand slams, believe it or not.
Pitch on the way from Hampton. Misses low, and the count's 2-0 to the Panther cleanup hitter, Crick Kimball. Drake Kanelican on deck. Then it's Chase Tallman, Brendan Kennedy, Michael Clendenin, James Holmes, the DH, hits 9th for the pitcher today, Will Mortland. Another pitch on the way. This one misses inside, and it's quickly 3-0 to Kimball.
Now, the last thing you want to do after you come up with a big strikeout is walk the next man, and then now you're dealing with the bases loaded, so he's got his work cut out for him here.
Both of the pitchers today are lefties. Hampton for the Eagles delivers another. On the 3-0 pitch, it's called strike 1 to Kimball.
Now you're looking for a pitch to drive here. You get a pitch in a similar situation there, you can pull that ball. They're playing in the pull, though, but he could somehow spray one in between left and center. He's going to run for a long way.
Yeah, center fielder way towards the right field gap. Here's another walk issued by the Eagle hurler, and this one misses outside, and Kimball's on to load the bases with 1 out here in the first.
15, first baseman Drake Kanelican.
Drake Kanelican with the 22 RBIs leads the team, and this is why you have someone like Kanelican 5th place in the lineup to drive in runs, and no better situation for the Panthers than right now with the bases full.
Well, he might be the most important spot in their lineup because you're protecting Varble and Kimball, probably the 2 guys in your lineup that you're expecting things from, and they're not going to see as many good pitches to hit as Kanelican will.
Kanelican watches one miss inside for ball 1. Has a little bit of an open stance, swings that bat high behind the ears, right-handed bat. Wears number 15 on his Columbia blue Panther uniform top with the white pants here today. CM sporting the purple and gold. Ball fouled out of play, counts even 1-1. Chase Tallman on deck. He's the junior second baseman. Brendan Kennedy playing center field today. Hits 7th in the order. They would like to see their name called by the PA announcer to get called to the plate here in this first inning. This off-speed pitch misses high, and Kanelican now has a 2 balls, 1 strike count.
Another hitter's count for the batter here. He can really look for something. Only look for one zone here, one spot.
Watches one miss high, and it's ball 3. He's
been all over the place so far. I mean, he's trying to work inside, but really doesn't look like he's really taking his time out there. He might want to just take a deep breath here because he's in a load of trouble right now.
We've seen Lowen make a visit to the mound, but we haven't seen anyone from the dugout come out to talk yet with the two balls and now another walk in this first inning. 3 walks in the inning, and that's an RBI for Kanelican as the game's first run comes across with Hunter Bryant, who started the game reaching on an error, comes around to score an unearned run.
And no surprise here, there will be a visit to the mound because 3 walks and an error. Only one batter so far out of 5 have put the ball into play, and you're talking about a recipe for disaster here. So far, 1 run, you still got a chance to get out of it with minimal damage, but boy, you're really asking for trouble.
It's a pitcher like Hampton who could get into a groove and correct his flaws, and the Panthers putting bases loaded here, scoring 1, and now with an opportunity to put more up, they've got to get runs while they can because Hampton could get into a groove and start to find himself, and the Panthers might be kicking themselves if they don't score multiple runs here in the first.
They're going to play in here at the corners and play a double play depth up the middle, so feeling maybe that anything hit along first or third base side, they can cut the runners down at home.
1 out in the inning, so a double play will get the Eagles out of the inning. Hampton checks and delivers. Gets the inside corner for called strike 1 to Chase Tallman.
I mean, you can align the infielders anywhere you want, but if you don't have them put the ball into play, it's not going to matter.
And so far, when it was put into a play, there was a miscue. Another from Hampton on the way. This is swung on and hit fair past third base. 1 run will come in. Here comes Kimball around third. He'll score. The runner from first will stop at second. 2 runs in on the RBI single from Chase Tallman.
Well, that's the danger you put yourself in by bringing him in on the corners, because if you're playing in normal depth there, maybe you keep that one from going down the line, but with Helmkamp playing in so close, he wasn't able to react, and a good spot for Tallman to get a couple of RBIs there, and you make him pay for those walks.
Playing his normal position, he could have turned 2 right there, but instead, playing in, it cost the Eagles here early. 3-0 Panthers. Off-speed pitch misses inside again to Brendan Kennedy. Ball 1 to the Panthers' 7th-place batter, with runners on first and second taking their lead. 1 out here in the first. Another pitch misses high, and it's 2-0 to Kennedy.
This is where he's getting himself into trouble. Everything seems to be ball 1, ball 2, and you're working from behind, and now you're at the mercy of the batter.
Now the third baseman is even with the bag. First baseman behind the runner at first. Hampton delivers another, misses low and inside. It's 3-0.
Just continually working behind in the count, and don't see anything working down that left field bullpen yet, but I got to figure it's going to start up here soon.
Here's a called strike on the outside corner, makes it 3-1 to Kennedy. 3 walks in the inning. 3 runs scored in this inning. Just 1 hit. There's also been a man reach on an error. Another from Hampton on the way. Another walk as he misses inside and low. And Brendan Kennedy is on with the 4th walk of the inning. And that loads the bases again.
Well, you're getting down towards the bottom of the order here, which, the old cliche, you work down at the bottom of the order, you should be able to get yourself some outs, but that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, you walk Tallman, who's a .217 hitter. Now Clendon is hitting .235. These are guys you should get out.
And here it is again, ball 1. Not getting ahead in the count.
Corners again playing in, looking for the play at the plate. Here's a called strike on the inside corner. Counts even 1-1 to Clendon.
Go down to the bullpen.
Who is that trotting down there? Number 9 for the Eagles, looks like. That would be, well, we got a line shot to center field. Going back on that one is the center fielder, Daniels. He'll make the play. The throw home will not be in time. Runner from second takes third. Kanelican scores the game's 4th run, and going to third base was Tallman.
Well, Landon did his job. I mean, fly ball at the very least here, you get yourself another run, and a nice job by Tallman to recognize that throw was coming in towards home, take that extra base, and move up into third base.
Well, the 9th man will bat here in the first inning as James Holmes steps in. Holmes is a junior, wears number 12. Batting ninth in place of the pitcher, Will Mortland. Holmes is your DH.
One hit in the inning, right?
Just the one hit. It was a 2 RBI single past the drawn-in infield, or the drawn-in third baseman. We've had an RBI on a walk. We've had an RBI sacrifice fly. 4 runs scored here in the first for the Jersey Panthers. Runners on the corners now. See if the Panthers want to run with 2 outs. Get a called strike on the inside corner to James Holmes.
It's only the second, actually the third batter out of 9 that he's gotten strike 1. First pitch strike over.
Another one on the way, and it's going to be strike 2 quickly to Holmes. And now we've got a runner and a rundown, and they're going to try to score the run. The run will score.
Boy.
And now the runner's still in the rundown between first and second, and he might get to second base. Now a tag play.
They got exactly what they wanted there. Darren Perdun knew exactly what he was doing.
Got the runner caught between first and second. The runner from third scored. The Eagles didn't even look like they looked that way at third base. They record the final out of the inning, but not before the 5th run comes across. The Jersey Panthers lead after 1/2 inning over the CM Eagles in Mississippi Valley Conference action 5-0. The Eagles come to bat. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
If you have car problems, Andy's has the solution. Customer service is priority number 1. Our dedicated staff will be more than helpful in getting your car back on the road while you relax in our comfortable waiting area. If needed, we'll also make arrangements for a rental. Our experienced ASC certified technicians will walk you through every step of the process. Andy's Tire and Auto Service offers every under-the-hood service you need. Visit one of our 4 convenient locations today.
The bottom of the order for the CM Eagles. On the mound, Will Mortland for the Panthers. First pitch on the way, and it's a called strike, and what a difference there. Get ahead of the first man he faces.
Well, I think he saw what happened in the top half of the first inning, and his teammates got him a lead. Now you got to work with it.
A little bit different when you're leading 5-0. Here's a pitch outside for a ball. Brandon Hampton can help his own cause if he gets on base here after giving up 5 runs in that first inning. Hampton watches called strike 2. Left-handed bat Hampton wears number 23 on his purple and gold Eagles baseball jersey. Mortland peeks in over his glove, gets the sign from Hunter Bryant. The pitch on the way, and it's in the dirt for ball 2. Counts even 2-2. Set the defense for Jersey real quickly here. Clendenin plays left, Kennedy in center, Witt in right. Across the infield, it's Kimball at third. Varble plays short. Tallman is the second baseman. Kanelican at first. Behind the plate, Bryant on the hill, Mortland. The 2-2 pitch on the way to Bryant, or Hampton rather, and it is ball 3. Counts full, 3-2 to the Eagles' leadoff man, Brandon Hampton. Mortland quickly delivers another. This one called strike 3 on the outside corner.
Oh, it's a good spot there. I mean, anything close around the plate, well, you got to protect there. And I think he was just looking in one zone, maybe not necessarily looking on that outside corner. And he pasted it there.
Maybe looking for something inside where you can turn on it. Instead, gets that one outside that surprises you. So there's 1 out in the inning. Lucas Jones steps in. Right-handed batting shortstop. He flies one foul back behind the screen. Strike 1. Big, tall Caleb Boos bats next. Caleb Boos and Jacob Kanelican look like mirror images of each other. Kanelican, of course, for the Panthers, or Drake Kanelican, I should say. The tall, lanky first baseman. Boos plays some first base, but today he's playing the outfield. Pitches a ball to Jones. Counts even 1-1. Another on the way from Mortland. This one's hit to right field. Coming in as Witt, and he makes the sliding catch in right field. And he pops up like it was nonchalant, like he was going to have it all the way.
Well, you had it tracked well. I mean, you keep everything in front of you, and if you got a chance to make that catch, you decide pretty quickly. Otherwise, you just keep the ball in front of you if it happens to fall in. But He tracked it well and made a nice play.
Yeah, I think he knew he was going to be sliding for that catch. It was low and sinking a little bit, and when he's running in, it's much easier to make that sliding catch rather than try to bend over running. Here's a called strike to Boos, 0-1 to the number 3 hitter for the Eagles here in the bottom of the first. Outfield's pretty much straight away. Center fielder shaded towards right just a little bit. And the right fielder a little bit closer to the line than he would play with a right-handed batter. Another pitch on the way. This one's outside for a ball. Counts 1-1. Devin Daniels on deck. Pitch is low. Bryant keeps it in front of him. No runners on, so no harm, no foul. 2-1 count. Both teams have a Bryant in their starting lineup. Connor Bryant is the first baseman for the Eagles. Hunter Bryant, the Panthers catcher. Here's a called strike. A lot of these pitches, at least here in the first inning, have been called strikes to the Eagles. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Panthers on top 5-0. Another pitch on the way from Mortland. Misses outside, and the count goes full.
It's not a bad spot to miss. You maybe get a bat or 2-2 go fishing there a little bit, but he's looked very fluent here so far.
Pair of lefties on the mound here this afternoon. Another one on the way from Mortland. Swing and a miss. He strikes out his second here in the first inning. It's 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles in the bottom half of the first. The Panthers scored 5 in their half of the first. They lead after 1, 5-0. This is the Big Z Radio Sports.
All right, sir, we finished all the services on your car. They'll take it over for your complimentary car wash, and they'll call you when it's ready.
Tomorrow. Hunter Bryant, or check that, the designated hitter, James Holmes, still in there. He was in the batter's box when that third out was recorded. And he's in the hole now, 0-2, as Brandon Hampton gets ahead of the first man he faces here in the second. Hampton from the windup delivers, and it's hit slowly to the second baseman. Andrus charges hard and then makes the play at first base for the first out of the inning.
Pitch might have been a little bit off the plate there on the outer edge, but Holmes never can take it for granted. So protect the plate. Little easy roller out to two-hopper out to the second baseman for the first out.
Kind of a defensive swing, didn't hit it real hard. Andrus had to charge hard to get the play at first base as Holmes was running it out. Here's a ground ball again to Andrus. This time he fields and he gets Bryant at first base. Early in the game, it was Bryant reaching on an Andrus error. This time, Andrus makes the play.
Well, his ball was bounding more up towards the middle, but got a little bit of a fortuitous bounce as it hits part of the pitcher's mound and made a little right turn towards that second baseman there. And 2 up and 2 down quickly here. It looks like Hampton settling into the game after a tough start.
Yeah, he walked 4 in that first inning. There was an error and then a run scoring with a run down. 5 runs across for the Panthers. And now 2 quick outs here in the second inning. Here's a bunt attempt by Jacob Witt, and it's a strike 1. Counts even 1-1. Jake Varble on deck. Strikeout victim back in the first inning. Witt walked. Watches a called strike here, and he's in the hole 1-2. Panthers and Eagles playing for the second time this year. Panthers won the first matchup between these two teams. Here's a drive into right center field. It's going to get down and go to the fence. Chugging into second is Witt. He'll make the turn and head to third. Here's the relay. It's not in time. Sliding in headfirst to third with a 2-out triple. It's Jacob Witt.
Well, a little bit of a hanger there, just enough where he does a nice job instead of trying to maybe pull that ball. You pull that ball, you're probably going to hit a routine ground ball to the shortstop or whatnot, but did a nice job of keeping his weight back and just taking that outer edge and taking it into right center field.
As a right-handed bat, the outfield may be shading just a little bit towards the left, and then when he hit that gap between right field and center field. He was off to the races. The ball got past the outfielders, and he's standing at third with 2 outs. RBI opportunity for Varble. Had 2 runners on when he batted back in the first inning. Made the first out.
He may want to atone for himself for taking a called third strike his first plate appearance.
Pitch on the way from Hampton. Misses. Maybe Hampton's problem is pitching from the stretch. He seemed like when he was pitching from the windup, kind of a different pitcher.
Yeah, he pretty much had to do it from the second batter.
Here's another pitch from Hampton. Lined right back up the middle, and Hampton, protecting his face, makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. The Panthers send 4 to the plate. First 2 make outs, then a triple by Witt, and Varble lines back to the pitcher. 1 hit, no runs scored in the top half of the 2nd inning. Eagles coming to bat in the bottom of the 2nd. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
In the market for a new Nissan? Go no further than Auto Center's Nissan in Wood River, the #1 volume Nissan dealer in the Midwest. Auto Center's always has a huge selection, and every new Nissan is backed by Auto Center's exclusive low price guarantee, 30-day return, and lifetime powertrain warranty. Auto Center's also has a gigantic pre-owned inventory, and regardless of any credit problems, Auto Center's will get you approved. So be wiggity wise and hurry into Auto Center's Nissan. Highway 255 and 143 in Wood River, Illinois. AutoCentersNissan.com.
After a little bit of a break, they'll play the regularly scheduled game. So a doubleheader tomorrow. Here's a line drive back up the middle by Daniels, and Mortland couldn't get a glove on it. Sharply hit single for the first hit of the game for the Eagles.
Yeah, the pitcher tried to take a stab at that one there and couldn't come up with it. It's a solid base hit right up the middle, and the Eagles' first base runner.
Connor Bryant steps in, the first baseman, wears number 12. Chaz Johannegmeyer is on deck. So we'll see what the Eagles do with their first base runner of the game. Devin Daniels takes his lead off first. Lefty Mortland checks as Kanelican holds. Pitch on the way is low for a ball to Bryant.
Well, let's see how Mortland responds to pitching out of the stretch.
Sometimes when a left-handed pitcher especially gets runners on base, they concentrate a lot because they've got that deceptive pickoff play. Here's another hard hit ball. This one's going to be fair into left field. The runner from first makes the turn at second, and he tries for third, gets in there safely as the throw is a little bit offline. And with the throw into third, the runner comes into second base. Pair of singles to lead off the 2nd inning for the Eagles, and they've got 2 runners on, runners at second and third.
A couple of hard hit balls there, and trying to get themselves right back in business here with 6, 7, and 8 now, with a chance to get some RBIs and for the Eagles to put a dent on that scoreboard.
And with the Eagles getting 2 base hits here in the 2nd, they've equaled the Panther hitting output. The Panthers scored their 5 runs on 1 hit, and now they added a 2nd hit in the 2nd inning. So both teams have 2 hits. Pitch on the way from Mortland is back to the screen, strike 1.
Well, you would think if the game in a 5-run deficit, maybe take some pitches and be patient at the plate, but you're still early enough where you can kind of stay in your same routine here, and you can see these Eagle batters are aggressive at the plate.
RBI opportunity here for Johannegmeyer. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Watches a called strike, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2.
That's a good curveball there.
Johannegmeyer's numbers, 11 RBI, hitting .390 on the season.
Heart of the plate here, ahead 0-2.
Pitch on the way, outside, wasted one, and Johannegmeyer laid off. I saw in the scorebook they have him not listed by his last name, just Chaz. So
Smart.
Nobody wanted to spell out that long name. Mortland checks the runners, delivers. The 1-2 pitch is grounded towards third. It will be foul, just foul. Home plate umpire making the call. 2 umpire crew here. Base umpire, of course, doesn't make that call. It's the home plate umpire who signaled foul as it was fielded behind the bag by Kimball.
I was waiting for Kimball to make that long throw across, but he must have known something that we didn't know.
He was waiting on the umpire too, I think. Count remains 1-2. We get time called just as Mortland was starting his windup. Outfield, center fielder shaded a little bit towards left. Not very deep for Joe Henigmeyer. Pitch on the way from Mortland. Just misses inside. Counts even 2-2. Zach Cato on deck for the Eagles. Then Tyler Andrus and Connor Lowen in the CM lineup. Mortland looks in for the sign from Hunter Bryant. Checks the runner at second and delivers. Swing and a foul. Stays in the batter's box area. Count remains 2-2.
That's a good pitch, and the batter does a good job of spoiling it too, because he wasn't expecting that. And kind of a defensive swing, but able to get just enough of it to keep his at-bat alive.
Mississippi Valley Conference action from the Bethalto Sports Complex, Jersey and CM. 5-0 Panthers, Eagles threatening here in the bottom of the second. Ball outside, and the count goes full. And I believe that's the first. Well, we had Boose go full, and Hampton had a full count back in the first inning. Both would strike out with the full count.
Yeah, but he had this batter at 0-2, so you'd hate to lose him here. I understand you got a base open.
Here's the pitch on the way, and it's outside for a ball and a walk issued to load the bases. Panthers had the bases loaded a couple of different occasions in that first inning, and now the Eagles load the bases with the first three reaching here in the second. Nobody out, and Zach Cato steps in.
But what it does is it sets up the double play ball. So I think if you're Jersey at this point, you'll trade a run for 2 outs here if you can get one.
For the Panthers, Cato might be the right man up. He's hitting only .205 on the season. He's only got 4 RBI and only 2 extra base hits. He had a triple and a double in his 7 singles, too. Pitch on the way, flied to right. That will get at least 1 run home. Witt makes the play in right. Here comes the throw home, not in time. And the Eagles score their first run on a sacrifice fly by Cato.
You'll take that if you're Jersey. You get the 1 out, but you keep those back 2 runners right where they're at. So you're a double play ball still, and getting out of the inning with only 1 run scored.
Surprised me that Bryant at second base didn't tag up and head to third on that play. The ball hit medium depth to right field, but it was an opportunity to maybe challenge the throw, as it looked like it came into the first base side of the infield. Here's a ground ball, fair past Kimball at third. 1 run will score on a single to left field by Tyler Andrus, and another run scored for the Eagles.
I didn't see it right off the bat, but don't know where Kimball was playing there, but he made a diving attempt and couldn't get to it. You think if he could have gotten to that one, he'd step on third and throw to first and get out of it, but the base hit brings home a run.
A 1-out RBI single past the diving Kimball at third, and the Eagles have scored twice. RBIs to Cato and Andrus, and now that brings in Connor Lowen. Runners on first and second take their lead, and Lowen swings through 1 for strike 1. Sophomore catcher, where's number 21, Connor Lowen. Runner on first base is Andrus. On second, it's Joe Henigmeyer. Mortland with an off-speed pitch just misses. Panther fans right below us asking where that one was. Counts 1-1.
Of course they are.
We're at the Bethalto Sports Complex on a little bit of a cloudy, overcast Wednesday afternoon, not the sunshine we saw earlier in the day. Another pitch misses, low to Lowen, and it's 2-1 to the 9th place hitter in this Eagles lineup. 2 runs in here in the bottom of the second for the Eagles after the Panthers scored the game's first 5. Just 1 out here in the second. Checking the runner is Mortland, delivers. Swung on, fouled, out of play. Counts even 2-2.
You're working at the bottom of the order here, so with Mortland, you want to start bearing down and getting you some outs here because you're going to get right back to the top of the order. Eagles have already plated 2 at the tying run at the plate.
Brandon Hampton on deck for the Eagles. 11-13 overall, 2-3 in the Valley. Jersey's 4-1 in Mississippi Valley Conference play. Mortland delivers. Pitch again fouled. Back to the screen. Count stays 2-2.
Well, Mortland's not a guy that's going to overpower you, so if he keeps the ball down, more times than not, that's where you get your ground balls. Once you start getting those pitches up in the zone, that gives these batters an opportunity to drive it.
And even when the Eagles hit a ground ball, it was past the diving Kimball at third that scored the game's last run. Here's a pitch high, and the count goes full again. Mortland seems to be having those troubles, like we mentioned, pitching from the stretch. Just like Hampton in the first inning, pitching from the stretch, he's not been as proficient on the mound. Pitch on the way, misses low, and that's a walk to load the bases. The number 9 place batter walks, second walk in the inning, and the Eagles have the bases loaded for the top of the order. And
is Chris Skinner the pitching coach extraordinaire too?
Usually we see Darren Perdun come out to talk with the pitchers, but maybe Chris Skinner knows a little bit more about Mortland or left-handed pitchers than Coach Perdun does. Skinner makes the slow walk out to the mound. No pitching change imminent. Nobody warming up for the Panthers. If they make a change, it would be somebody who's already out in the field.
They're tying runs at first base now, so.
And this is a conference on the mound with just the pitcher. The infielders stayed at their position, so this was strictly about maybe mechanics, but
Exactly what it is.
but it definitely was not about strategy or anything like that. As the runners take the lead, bases loaded, Hampton with a 1-out opportunity to drive in some runs. Pitch misses, ball 1 to Brandon Hampton. Seventh batter to bat here in the second for the Eagles. Panthers sent 8 to the plate in the first. Pitch is low and inside, ball 2 to Hampton. And he'd be smart not to swing until Mortland throws a strike. Bases are loaded with the Eagles. They've scored twice in this inning. They trail 5-2. Mortland from the stretch is set and delivers. Misses low, ball 3. Lucas Jones on deck. Eagles sensing that they can get right back in this game. They already have, scoring twice, but they can get closer now with the bases loaded, down by 3. Pitch on the way, called strike 1. 3-0 pitch taken by Hampton. First pitch across for Mortland, this batter.
Well, I think I'm taking another one here too.
Left-handed batting, Brandon Hampton struck out looking first time up. 3-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, back up the middle for another hit. 1 run will score. Here comes the runner from second. Will score without a throw. 2 more across for the Eagles. Still just 1 out of the inning. A 2 RBI single for Brandon Hampton.
Well, he helps himself, but that's what you get when you start falling behind. And here comes Darren Perdun. He's not waiting around. He's going to make a change.
Hampton Perdun makes the slow walk to the mound, and it looks like a pitching change for the Jersey Panthers. Trotting to the hill is Kellyan Manning. He'll be the new pitcher. Manning will send Mortland to the dugout. Jersey Panthers making a pitching change as the Eagles have drawn within 1. These two teams played a 1-run game in Jerseyville. Now the score is Jersey 5, CM 1. We're in the bottom of the second inning. 2 runners on, still just 1 out. We'll take a break. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Come on, guys. We're only up by 1 run. I need some insurance. Let's go.
Put me in, Coach. I can get you some insurance.
AmFam G-Man at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a long one. A home run for AmFam G-Man.
Hit a home run with my team, a winning team. Let me protect your dreams. Call me, Gerard Fisher, 466-7062. Come on, Coach.
American Family Insurance.
So we're going to check the numbers on Varble on the season as he looks in for a sign from Bryant and gets set to deliver another. 4 runs across for the Eagles. 5-4 ball game. Pitches Inside for a ball, 1-1.
Tying runs at second, the go-ahead run now at first base all of a sudden.
Varble is 1-0 on the season. He has started 2 games. This is his 4th appearance. Pitch on the way, misses outside. 2-1 to Lucas Jones. Caleb Boose on deck for the Eagles. 5-4 ball game. Jersey and CM in Mississippi Valley Conference game. Another one on the way, tap back, foul, as the catcher Bryant grabs it just behind home plate. And that evens up the count at 2-2. Varble's got a ERA of 1.87 on the season. Not a lot of appearances on the mound. He misses outside here, and the count goes full. So another full count to an Eagles batter as Jake Varble goes 3-2 to Jones. Mortland responsible for the 2 runners on. Miss inside, and that will load the bases with another walk this inning. 3rd walk in the inning. First 2 by Mortland. This one issued by Varble.
Ninth batter to hit in the inning now.
Caleb Boose steps in. Long, tall lefty.
Struck out his first plate appearance, but it seemed like a long time ago.
This has been a long 2nd inning as the Eagles send their 9th man to the plate. Pitch is low to Boose. 1-0. Devin Daniels got things started for the Eagles with a leadoff single. He's on deck. Pitch from Varble is lofted into center field, right center field, I should say. Drifting back is the second baseman, and he throws the ball back into the infield quickly. Making the play is Tallman out on the outfield grass, and that's the 2nd out of the inning.
Boy, that's a big out there. Initially, it looked like the runner Lowen was going to be tagging, and he was looking at it, but then Coach Bruning had him come off the bag just in case, because might have been a little indecision out there whether second or right field is going to make that catch, but it's a big out for Jersey if they can get out of this now, protecting the lead.
And the Eagles take the opportunity to bring Hampton back to the dugout and get ready for the top of the 3rd, as he has got a courtesy runner replacing him at 2nd. There's also a courtesy runner for Lowen at 3rd for the Eagles.
Well, Daniel started all this with a base hit to lead off the 2nd inning.
Came around to score on the RBI by Cato on the flyout. Ducks out of one here, and it's ball 1 to Daniels.
I love how the dugout yells at you to wear it coming at your head.
I'd rather not wear it in my ear hole. Bases loaded. Varble allows a double into the gap, and it will score at least 2. Here comes 1. Here comes 2. Here comes the man from first. He's going to score without a play. A triple by Devin Daniels clears the bases, and the Eagles have erased a 5-0 lead, and they take a 7-5 advantage.
Boy, that ball was hit hard.
The other way, yeah. Hit it hard the other way, and that's difficult to do, as Varble allows the triple, and that closes the book on Mortland, and that, I guess, is 6 runs allowed by Mortland?
Yes.
Mortland allows 6, and Varble gives up his first run.
So 5-0 lead is erased.
On a triple by Daniels. He's on at 3rd. 2-run lead now for the Eagles. Varble misses outside after getting the first pitch over for a strike. Counts 1-1 to Connor Bryant. 2-out triple from Daniels, plugging that gap between center and right. Here's a swing and a miss. Bryant swings through it, and the count's now 1-2. Joe Henigmeyer on deck. Long 2nd inning. Panthers have made a pitching change here, and the Eagles have taken the lead. Here's a ground ball to first. Kanelican will field it and take it himself for the 3rd out of the inning. but not before the Eagles plate 7 in the bottom half of the second. CM leads Jersey after 2, 7-5. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
We're always looking for better ways to do things, but with some banks, better for them isn't always better for you.
You've reached Megabank. Press 1 to hear your current balance. Press 2 to hear these options again.
Introducing free Kasasa checking. When you do stuff for us, like swipe your debit card or get e-statements, we make it even better for you with cash back and refunds on ATM fees. Kasasa, carried locally at Liberty Bank. Do you Kasasa?
Walks, and some more walks after that.
Yeah. Jersey to bat with leading off Crick Kimball here in the third. It's a new ball game. Eagles lead 7-5. Panthers playing from behind for the first time today. Kimball, Kanelican, and Tallman up this inning for Jersey. Brandon Hampton's got a new opportunity here after struggling in that first inning. Retired the Panthers fairly easily in the second, and Kimball swings through one here, makes the count 2-1.
1-2.
1-2 count corrected. And now it's, no, it was right.
He goes like this.
So now it's 2-2 as Kimball swings through one. The 2-2 pitch, low, and the catcher wanted it high. The pitcher missed outside, and the count goes full 3-2. Kanelican is on deck. He's got an RBI in this game. Kimball goes down swinging here for the second strikeout of the game for Hampton.
Boy, it looked like he had hittable pitches there and just swung right through them.
15, first baseman Drake.
Maybe some late movement.
Or some late swing.
Yeah. So one out here in the third, and that brings in Drake Kanelican. Walked with the bases loaded back in the first. He swings and misses here, and the count's 0-1. Just looks like to me Hampton's a different pitcher when there's no runners on base.
Well, all of a sudden he's got a 2-run lead.
And that helps too. 7-5 the score. Hampton to Kanelican. Ground to third, making the play. Helmkamp throw across, bounces, but caught at first base by Bryant. Good plays on both sides.
I didn't know if that ball was going to stay fair or not, but playing right on the line there makes a nice play. Instead of stretching that throw all the way on a fly across, throwing it far enough in front of the first baseman where he gets a nice fortuitous bounce and able to make the play.
You see that on AstroTurf infields to bounce it across. That time he got the good bounce, and Bryant was able to pick it at first. First two are down here in the third inning. Here's a pitch called high for a ball to Chase Tallman. Tallman singled, drove in 2 first time up back in the first inning in that 5-run first for the Panthers. Called ball high, just misses at the letters.
Tallman had a 2-run single in that 5-run inning for Jersey, which seems like a long time ago when they had put up a 5 spot.
And now they trail by 2. Here's a called strike on the inside part of the plate. 2-1 to Tallman. Brendan Whitey Kennedy on deck. 7-5 Eagles. Hampton delivers. Pitch is in the dirt for ball 3 to Chase Tallman. 3-1. We're at the Bethalto Sports Complex. It's boys baseball. Jersey and CM. Mississippi Valley Conference action. Hard hit to the shortstop. Jones comes up throwing and gets his man at first. Tallman by a step at first base as Jones went to the hole and threw across the diamond, and the Panthers go 1-2-3 in the top half of the third. We've played 2.5. Eagles come to bat, leading 7-5. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
I'll grab the birthday cake, you bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
Come to bat here in the bottom of the third. It's Joe Henigmeyer, Cato, and Andrus. First pitch grounded to short. It's Manning, can't make the play. The new shortstop for the Panthers gets his first opportunity, and the ball went off his glove, and it's an error on the Panthers, and Joe Henigmeyer, the leadoff man, reaches.
Yeah, pretty routine. I mean, take a few steps to your left and ball hit hard enough. It's a play you got to make.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was reaching towards the middle of the diamond. It was just a little shuffle towards the second base bag, and he couldn't come up with it. So Joe Henigmeyer takes his lead off first. Kanelican holds. Pitched by Varble is in the dirt low for a ball. Zach Cato bats here in the third with his team on top, 7-5. Open stance from Cato, swinging that bat behind his right ear. Varble checks, delivers a tap, foul at the plate, and it's 1-1. Tyler Andrus on deck. Yet an RBI single back in the second inning. A 7-run second inning for the Eagles. They had 5 hits in that inning and helped out by 3 Panther walks. Pickoff play at first, getting back easily is Joe Henigmeyer. A lot of room on that right side of the diamond with the first baseman holding and the right-handed batter, the second baseman Tallman, up the middle. Varble peeks over his shoulder, delivers, misses low for a ball. Accounts 2-1 to Zach Cato. Eagles have been hot as of late. Louis mentioned in the pregame, winners of 7 of 9. Pitch on the way, low for a ball. They're 2-3 in Mississippi Valley Conference play. Panthers are 4-1 in the Valley, and Jersey on the season 12-8 overall. Count is full, or count is 3-1, I should say. Pitch is inside. Now it's another walk. Second walk issued by Varble in this game.
And can't imagine their coach is really particularly pleased with the base on balls on this game.
And it's not like these teams have had long layoffs. I mean, with the good weather in the last week or so, a lot of baseball played for these two teams, and this is the time of year once you get some dry weather, once the cold is burned off a little bit, you get into a little bit of a rhythm, but not the case here, especially for the pitchers. First pitch is a called strike on the outside corner to Andrus.
You hear coaches say a lot, just play pitch and catch.
Varble checks the runner on second, plays pitch and catch with Bryant. Offering at a bunt was Andrus, may have gone off his bat, and he's quickly in the hole 0-2. Andrus squared. Looked like he was going to pull it back, but maybe the ball glanced off the bat. 0-2 to the 8th place hitter, Andrus. Runners take their lead. Pitch on the way from Varble. Misses low for a ball. It's 1-2. So many times you get a 2-strike count on the batter and you waste one, hoping that he will chase, but boy, you can't afford to, the way the pitchers have been wild here. Off-speed pitch gets him swinging, and it's the first out of the inning as Andrus swings through a Varble pitch.
Pretty good pitch there. Took a little something off of it. A little bit of movement on it. Came right back in over that outer edge, and Andrus couldn't catch up to it.
First 2 reached. They are on first and second. That's Joe Henigmeyer at second, Cato at first. Lowen steps in now with another RBI opportunity. He's reached on a walk and scored back in the second. Pitch from Varble, another off-speed pitch, catches the inside corner. Strike 1. 1 out in the inning. Hampton on deck, looking to bat for the 3rd time in the 3rd inning. Varble checks the runner on second, gets a pitch on the outside corner. It's the first pitch called on the inside, second one called on the outside corner.
Again, pitch and catch, throw strikes, and let your defense go to work behind you. Just the amount of base on balls in this game is not a recipe for success for either team.
Runners on first and second take their lead. Ground ball to second. Will they get 2? No, it goes through Tallman. He keeps it on the infield. Everybody will be safe, but that was a double play ball that Tallman couldn't hang on to.
It was tailor-made, too. I don't know if the ball took a last-second jump or if he's trying to get to it quickly and make the pivot throw or what, but just not a good play.
Not only does he not get the double play, but he fails to retire anyone, and it's the second error of the inning, and the bases are loaded with Eagles again, and that brings in the top of the order with Hampton batting here with the bases loaded. Pitch is a called strike to Hampton, batting here for the third time in the third inning.
Really, the inning should be over.
Yeah, that should have been a double play to end the inning, but the defense not helping out Varble here. Varble's not really what you would consider a strikeout pitcher. Off-speed pitch catches the outside corner for strike two, and as I say that, he's now struck out one this inning, and he's got Hampton 0-2. He more or less, he subscribes to the Dave Duncan rule, pitch to contact. It's kind of the way Varble attacks these batters. Bases are full. 0-2 pitch just misses outside, ball one.
He backdoored that curveball there. Didn't get the benefit of the call.
1-2 to Hampton. He's already got 2 RBI in this game. Got the bases loaded here. Swings, taps it fair in front of the plate. And Bryant is giving the ball to Varble, who was taking his place at the home plate. And Bryant and Varble playing catch at home plate. They thought they got the force out. The umpire says it was a safe call. And much like there was some controversy on a call at the Jerseyville game between these two teams, Darren Perdun not liking the call there. Odd play. It was a tap in front of the mound. The catcher made the play. He couldn't get back in time to get the force out, but Varble's momentum was coming towards home plate, so he shuffled the ball to Varble, and the Panthers thought they had a force out.
You're better off just trying to get the out at first base there, because that's the unconventional way. If you're going to try to get the force out at home, it usually should go pitcher to catcher.
And the bases are still loaded as Hampton reaches on what you got to call a fielder's choice, with the runner safe at home. No RBI for Hampton. Or he does get credited with an RBI. Still bases loaded, still one out. And Lucas Jones bats. He walked first time up and would score in that 7-run second inning. It's a 1-run third. Varble delivers, and Jones fouls it off. So Joe Henigmeyer, leading off this inning with an error, comes around and scores on a bang-bang play at home plate, and I honestly cannot say whether or not it was indeed a force out, that the umpire maybe just was focusing on the wrong set of feet at home plate. I didn't see it either. He called the runner out, or called the runner safe, and the Eagles lead. Here's another double play ball, this time Manning to Tallman, who throws wide at first base. A collision at first base. 1 run scores, and the runners will be at, or actually 2 runs score on the play, and the runner will be at second base as the relay throw to first offline, and another missed opportunity for the Panthers to turn a double play. They get 1 out.
It's tailor-made, Craig. I mean, we're just self-destructing out there right now. I don't know what the heck is going on, because perfect relay to second base, and Tallman's throw was just poor. I mean, it was so bad, didn't even. You've got a big kid over there at first base. Give him a chance to catch the ball.
And the runner, Hampton, is out on the play, on the force out at second. But then Jones reaches first. There was a collision at first base between Kanelican and Jones. Both players went tumbling, and right now there's a little bit of a delay as the Panther coaches talk with Kanelican. Jones would take second on the wild throw from Tallman. So that's another error on that Jones reaching on a fielder's choice, but then the error on the throw allows him to take second. So a 2-run score on that play.
I mean, you've given him 6 outs in the inning.
Yeah. I mean, that's 3 errors this inning. And 2 of them were on tailor-made double play balls. Here's a high pop-up on the infield. Kimball making the long run and will make the catch between home and the pitcher's mound for the third out of the inning. Just a strange third inning for the Eagles as they score 3 more runs. The Eagles now lead 10-5, and we've played 3. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Red or black, silver or gold, new or used. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they know options are important to you. That's why they've made relationships with local dealerships where you'll receive all the extras with First Mid-America Credit Union's low rates and financing done on the spot. All you have to do is decide what you want. Your car, our loans, they're made for each other. www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a representative.
Hampton to Kennedy. Kennedy hits one hard to left. Going back is Boos, and he'll make the play about 10 feet in front of that left field fence.
Ball not traveling. It's not one of those hot days where it's going to carry here.
14 left fielder Michael Clendenin.
Plenty of time there to backtrack and make that catch.
Kennedy.
All of a sudden, we've got what? Hampton is retired 8 out of his last 9 batters.
Yeah, the triple by Witt, the only blemish since the first inning. And now the bottom of the order, and Hampton, if he can make this a 1-2-3, quickly played 4th inning. Eagles with the 5-run lead, gaining momentum as this game gets into the middle innings. Clendenin, first time up, flied to center. Pitch on the way from Hampton. It's flied to center again. This time it sends the center fielder Daniels back, and he makes the running catch in center field.
Well, he took the unconventional route to get to that ball. I thought it was going to be pretty routine for him. Then all of a sudden he had to get on his horse, make a right turn, and backtrack towards that ball. Made it a little tougher than you needed to.
A little V pattern that time as he came in and then veered back out to make the play over his shoulder, and quickly 2 down here in the 4th. Number 9 place batter Holmes steps in, and he swings through the first pitch from Hampton. Retired the side in order in the 3rd and has gotten the first 2 outs with quick order here in the 4th. Brandon Hampton delivers another. This one is inside for a ball. Counts even, 1-1. Eagles lead here, 10-5. They were down 5-0 after 1, but they've scored 7 and 3 in innings 2 and 3. Another pitch misses the mark, and it's 2-1 to Holmes. He's the DH, now batting for the shortstop Manning. Pitches outside for a ball. Will Mortland, the starting pitcher, gave up 6 earned runs. Here's a pitch outside, and Holmes gets a walk, a 2-out walk here in the top of the 4th inning. James Holmes on for the first time. And
There were, 4 walks in the first inning. That's the first one since then, but you can almost open the door here and ask him for some trouble by walking the number 9 hitter and bringing back the top of the order.
Hunter Bryant led off this game, reaching on an error. He would score the game's first run, but we've had 14 more runs score after that total. Pitches inside to Bryant, and the ball makes it 1-0 to the Panther leadoff man. We're in the 4th inning. Panthers sent 8 to the plate in the first, 4 in the second. Were retired in order in the 3rd. 2 outs here in the 4th. Here's a line shot. It will get down in the gap. The runners will be at 2nd and 3rd, or will they? Bryant slides in safely at second base as the throw came back into 2nd. The lead runner, Holmes, would trot into 3rd without a play, but Bryant hustling to get a double here with 2 outs and put the runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs in the 4th.
That's the trouble you can get yourself into right here by walking that number 9 hitter. Yes, you can still get out of the inning, but you left the door open here for a potential inning. Witt in a big spot here. He's reached base twice. He walked and scored, and like you said, he tripled in 2nd.
If he hits another one in the gap, it will plate 2. Hampton delivers. Witt watches one, miss low in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0 count to Jacob Witt, playing right field for the Panthers, wears number 8, bats from the right side, open stance. Watches one miss high for ball 2. Bryant on base twice in this game with a double and reaching on an error. He scored once. He's on second base. At third base is Holmes. And now it's ball 3 to Witt. Got to be taking here 3-0.
Oh, no doubt.
Varble on deck. Pitch from Hampton. 3-0 pitch, called strike at the knees. Panthers have runners on second and third. They trail by 5. 10-5 Eagles. Fly ball, back out of play. Counts full to Jacob Witt.
Could get himself right back. Work himself right back in this at bat. He's run it full.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Inside for ball 4. And now the Panthers have the bases loaded as Witt walks for the second time this game.
And all of this after 2 were out.
Jake Varble, now the pitcher of record for the Panthers, can help himself. He's got the bases loaded, 2 outs, 4th inning. Varble is 0 for 2. And there's a couple of people trotting down to the CM bullpen. Going to have someone warming up and a catcher to help out. Tough to warm up by yourself. Bases are loaded with Panthers. A 1-0 pitch on the way from Hampton. Swung on and hit hard to left center. Ranging over is Daniels, and it's the left fielder, Boos, who makes the play right in front of Daniels on a long 2-out out that went into the gap, but it was high enough to allow Boos to come over to make the play. The Eagles get out of the inning with no damage done, and the Panthers strand the bases loaded. We've played 3.5. Eagles come to bat in the bottom of the 4th, leading 10-5. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
One of the greatest myths about car dealers is that some pay less for their cars than others. Hi, I'm John Roberts, and we all pay the same. Here at Roberts Motors, we can compete with any Ford dealer, regardless of how big they are or how great they say their deals are. The number one concern of anyone buying a car today is service. At Roberts Motors, we pride ourselves in exceptional service before, after, and during the sale. Stop in today and see why Roberts has been the home of happy customers since 1949. Or see us online at riverBender.com.
5 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Daniels, Bryant, and Johannigmeyer to face Varble. First pitch swinging, ground ball to Manning. He'll throw across for the out. Out number 1 on pitch number 1 of the 4th.
Number 12, first baseman Connor Bryant.
Kellyan Manning is the shortstop now for the Panthers. He replaced Mortland when Varble came into pitch, as Mortland gave up 6 runs in that 2nd inning. 1 out here in the 4th. Pitch on the way, low to Connor Bryant. Panthers have Hunter Bryant behind the plate. Connor Bryant is the Eagles' first baseman. Singleton scored in the 2nd. Grounded to the 3rd baseman, also in the 2nd inning. Watches one called strike 1 here. Counts even 1-1. Johannigmeyer on deck. Pitch on the way from Varble. Stepping back is Bryant, watching it miss inside, ball 2. From the windup, Varble looks in for the sign, gets it, and delivers. Swing and a foul to the screen. Counts 2-2.
Well, if you're Jersey, you'd like to have maybe a 1-2-3 inning here. You haven't had one since the 1st inning. It's been a lot of things that haven't gone wrong in the last 2.
Yeah, when your team took a 5-0 lead, and then your starting pitcher strikes out 2 of the first 3 he faces in the first, you think things are going your way. But the Eagles have turned things around, and they've taken Hampton off the hook, and they've given him a 5-run lead now as we play in the bottom of the 4th. It's 10-5 Eagles. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and it's ball 4. Bryant walks with 1 out here in the 4th.
Number 9, designated hitter Chaz Johannigmeyer
And Varble has walked a few in this game. Of course, that third inning, he was hurt by the defense behind him, but he also walked a man in that third inning. And he walked one back in the second that would come around to score as well. Checking the runner at first, Varble delivers, and it's outside for a ball to Joe Henigmeyer. Connor Bryant on first, takes his lead. Kanalikin holds him. Varble checks him and now delivers. Pitches low for a ball, 2-0 to Joe Henigmeyer. He's batting for Helmkamp. Helmkamp playing in the field. Joe Henigmeyer is the DH. Bryant takes his lead. Pitch is called strike one on the inside part of the plate. Zach Cato on deck for the Eagles. Cloudy skies here at the Bethalto Sports Complex on a Wednesday afternoon. A baseball doubleheader on the Big Z. First pitch, or this pitch, is fouled back out of play. Counts now 2-2. 2 games tomorrow. They'll resume a suspended game between Alton and Belleville East at Gordon Moore Park at approximately 4:30, with it tied 4-4 in the 11th. They'll have a bit of a pause after that game is complete, and then they'll play the regularly scheduled game. Here's a fly ball off the hands to right field. Witt makes the play, with the ball slicing back towards him for the second out of the inning.
Witt there made a sliding catch earlier in the game, and again, with Jersey, you just want to keep things where they're at right now. Trailing by 5 runs, you're getting into the middle part of the game.
Zach Cato was the man who hit that fly ball to Witt earlier that caused him to run in and slide to make the play. Now Cato bats with a runner on first, 2 out here in the 4th. First pitch from Varble misses outside for ball 1. Cato flied out back in the second inning. That was the first out of that inning. And then in the third inning, he would reach on a walk and come around to score. He pops one up here. Will it be playable for Bryant? He's under it right at the home plate area. And it's Varble and Bryant who collide, and no one makes the catch. You normally don't see a pitcher calling off a catcher, but it was a tough play for the catcher with his back to the infield.
Yeah, but that's a catcher's ball. You got to give way to him there. That's his area. You normally have your pitcher just stay out of the way and don't even make a play there.
What's impressive for me is that the ball was off of a glove, and Varble is, 6'5", and Hunter Bryant is maybe 5'7". He should have reached by about 1.5 feet taller than Bryant could. Here's the pitch on the way, and this one is low to Cato. That should have been another out. You almost have to credit an error there.
It is an error.
Who'd you give it to?
You give it to the pitcher.
Okay. And here's a swing and a miss. Ball's in the dirt. First base occupied, but it is the third out of the inning, so the throw is made to record the out. An error in the inning. It doesn't hurt him. There was also a walk in the inning, and he's stranded on base. We've played 4 full as the sun peeks out at the Bethalto Sports Complex. Eagles lead the Panthers by 5. 10-5 will start the 5th. Next, you're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Dad, the toilet's clogged again.
Ruderman to the rescue. We'll clean any drain, anytime, anywhere. Ruderman is your locally owned and operated plumbing and drain cleaning company. We're friendly, fast, and reliable. Ruderman takes the extra steps to protect your home while providing stellar 24-hour emergency superhero service with hometown pricing. So for plumbing repairs, drain cleaning, water heaters, filtration systems, or just when your house pipes are in trouble, call Ruderman.
Oh, yeah. First pitch here to Crick Kimball, leading off the 5th inning, is inside for a ball. It's 1-0.
Don't forget about all the errors, too.
3 unearned runs scored by the Eagles in their 3rd inning. Here's a fly ball. Shortstop ranges out to left field. He's under it, and making the catch there is Lucas Jones for the first out of the inning.
I'm impressed with the way Hampton's come back here. And, for a a while there, I didn't think he was going to get out of the first inning. And here he is into the 5th inning. He's settled down. You give up the 5 runs in the first, and he hasn't been touched since.
But his pitch count is getting up there, so we'll see how long Coach Bruning stays with him. Probably nearing 80 right now. Pitch on the inside part of the plate, called strike 1 to Drake Knellican.
That was 80.
1-0 to Knellican. Reached on a walk, scored in that 5-run first inning. Batting here with nobody on, 1 out, swings at a high one. That was almost like toss it up there, and if you hit it, fine, but more than likely you'll miss it. It was probably about 60 miles per hour up in his eyes. Pitch on the way from Hampton. Another high pitch. This one Knellican hits, tomahawks it, and it's Boos who tracks it down in left field.
Maybe that's the kind of ball that he likes, because that one hit it hard, but it's hard to drive a ball whenever you're swinging up around your shoulder, your eye area,
Well, Hampton must have thought, well, he offered it that last one. I'm going to throw it up there again. This time Knellican got a piece of it and hit it to straightaway, maybe a little bit deep into left field. First 2 have been recorded as outs here in the 5th. Squaring to bunt, taking a pitch is Chase Tallman. Panthers scored 5 in the first. They've been blanked since. Eagles have scored 7 runs in the second, 3 in the third. Pitch on the way from Hampton, an off-speed pitch, tap back to the mound. Hampton tosses to first, and the Panthers are down 1-2-3 in the 5th. Eagles come to bat in the bottom half of the 5th inning. They lead 10-5. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Roper's Regal Beagle, located on Godfrey Road, is the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Open Sunday through Thursday till 2 a.m. and Fridays and Saturdays till 3 a.m. At Roper's Regal Beagle, you will enjoy some of the area's best pizza from their wood-fired pizza oven. There's also a full kitchen offering a huge variety, as well as a soup and salad bar. Sports fans, Roper's Regal Beagle is the place to watch the game. 27 TVs, NFL ticket, Big Ten, Pac-12, and streaming local high school sports.
I think he did, yeah. I mean, he's a short in stature guy who was on the run, and he kind of had to reach across his body to make that catch into left center field. His glove hand is his left hand, so he was running that way and had to reach across his body and make the catch. Varble on the mound, working here in the 5th inning. Gets the first batter out. Now the 9th place batter, Lowen, steps in. Hard hit to short. Coming up with it and dropping it. Throwing late and not in time and throwing it away is the shortstop Manning. Now they get the runner out at first base as he took a big round at first, and then didn't go to second and comes back diving in, and they tag him out.
All that goes is an error, and out on the floor.
Well,
like you said, it's kind of the unconventional way, but I guess
error on Manning, the wild throw at first, but the guy who gets credit with that play, Hunter Bryant, backing up the play from his catcher position to come over, get that loose ball, and get the runner who was diving back in towards first where Knellican applied the tag.
you don't see it that way very often, but
So does that count as a 6-2-3 play?
2-3.
Or just 2-3? Here's a line drive single into left field. The Panther left fielder, Clendenin, when he was going to throw the ball back to the infield, had his feet slip out from under him, fell down, but the runner's not able to advance. And Hampton is on base for the 3rd time today.
This is only the 2nd inning that the Eagles have had a hit. 2nd different inning, believe it or not.
Well, one was that 2nd inning when they got the big hit from Hampton in that inning. He drove in 2 and scored a run. And then there was the Devin Daniels 3 RBI triple in that inning as well. Now there's 2 outs in the 5th. Runner on first is Hampton. Lucas Jones in the batter's box. And he's ahead in the count 1-0. Another pitch on the way from Varble. This one is foul right in front of the Eagles dugout. 1-1 to Jones. flied out to right field back in the first inning, walked and scored in that 7-run second, reached on an error in the third, was stranded at second, fouls another one, this time down the right field side. And Jones is in the hole, 1-2. 2 outs in the fifth. Eagles lead by 5 as we're now getting into the later innings. Panthers will only have 2 more at-bats unless we get extra innings. Checking the runner at first is Varble. Pitch on the way, and it's hit towards right. Coming in is Witt. He'll make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. The Eagles put a runner on, but he's stranded after a 2-out single. We've played 5 full innings at the Bethalto Sports Complex. The Eagles lead the Panthers 10-5. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
At Shell Community Federal Credit Union, you are important. We work hard to ensure you have the best banking experience possible. Whether you are inquiring about opening a savings account or wanting to learn more about a loan, our professionals are here to help you with any questions, and we will walk you through every step of the process. Since opening our doors in 1935, we've never forgotten that our members are our most important asset, which is why we continue to excel. For all your banking needs, Shell is the one place to go.
I don't think too many people would have thought that Hampton would pitch into the 6th in this game and be in line for the win, but that's the scenario here. He leads 10-5.
Who are you kidding? I didn't think he'd pitch into the 2nd.
First pitch to Kennedy is a ball. Second pitch on the way, and it's lofted towards the second baseman. Andrus underneath of it, and he makes the catch just on the edge of the infield dirt.
Boy, he's getting outs now. That's 5 in a row. And he had that stretch there where he retired 8 out of 9. Man, he's really settled in here.
Bottom of the order hasn't done a whole lot against him. Clendenin's 0 for 2. He's flied out to center twice. Off-speed pitch, misses high. Ball 1. James Holmes on deck. Holmes grounded out in this game. He also walked. Pitch on the way. Called strike at the letters to Michael Clendenin. Counts even, 1-1. Boy, Hampton really has settled down in this game. Shut him out since the 5-run first inning. Pitch on the way. Popped up. That's going to play for the shortstop. Jones comes in on the grass to make the catch on the second pop-up to the infielders for the Eagles.
Nobody's really driving the baseball here anymore. Everybody's taking these uppercut swings, and you see what the end result is.
Well, the Panthers scored those 5 runs with just 1 hit, so they haven't been really hitting the ball at all game long.
True.
It was all those walks in the first inning. Here's a pitch in the dirt, taken for a ball by Holmes. Panthers, when they hit the ball hard, Jacob Witt had that triple. And then we saw with the RBI by Tallman, hard hit down the third base line. Here's a pitch called a strike, and it's 1-1 to Holmes. On deck, leadoff man, Hunter Bryant for the Panthers. Pitch from Hampton, working quickly here, misses inside, it's 2-1. That's also a sign of a pitcher that's getting more and more comfortable his pace, and he's been working quickly especially after his team gave him the lead.
He's up to 92 pitches now, so
you got to think around 100 is going to be his limit. Here's a called strike, and the count's even, 2-2. Panthers down to their last 4 outs now. 10-5 Eagles. Holmes swings, fouls it back to the screen. Count stays 2-2. Kennedy popped up. Clendenin popped up on the infield here in the 6th inning. Eagles trying to win another game in succession. They've won 2 straight. And they get a strikeout here, called strike 3 to Holmes as he takes the off-speed pitch from Hampton. And the Eagles have retired the Panthers through 5.5. The Eagles come to bat in the bottom of the 6th, leading 10-5. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Sports, food, and good times. That's what you'll find at Alton Sports Tap. With our daily specials and the best wings around, no game day is complete without us. Between our main bar, enclosed and outdoor patios, you won't know where to begin your evening. Alton Sports Tap has a spacious banquet center offering plenty of space to host any event and the food to make it great. Whether you stop by to catch a game, grab dinner, or enjoy our new live gaming, Sports Tap has got you covered.
Boos was 0 for 3 before that single, and that brings in Devin Daniels. He had a single back in the second, scored a run. He had that triple that scored 3 also in the second inning. There's a swing and a miss by Devin Daniels.
And that was the third batter that Varble faced when he came into relief, and it was the big hit of that 7-run inning.
Yeah, that cleared the bases after Varble had walked his first batter. There's a swing and a foul ball over the dugout, over on the Panthers side of the diamond. And that makes it 0-2 now to Devin Daniels. Connor Bryant on deck. We're in the bottom of the 6th, and if you're just joining us, maybe getting off work, here's a called strike 3. Daniels was in the hole 0-2, and he took strike 3.
Yeah, that was one of those where I understand you got a 2-strike count, you got to protect the plate, but if you're looking for something and you get something completely different than what you expect, that's usually the end result. Kind of buckles your knees there.
So there's 1 out now in the 6th inning. Runner on first takes his lead. Varble checks. Swing fouled into the dirt for strike 1 to Connor Bryant. If you're just joining us, the Panthers scored 5 runs in the first inning with only 1 hit. Eagles came back and added 7 in the second. Here's a runner going, and the ball is tapped foul for strike 2. Runner will go back to first. The Eagles scored 7 runs in the second on 5 hits. And then they added 3 more in the third with no hits. 3 errors in that inning for the Panthers. There's a throw over to first. Diving back is Boos. Boos can take a 5-stride lead and still dive back. He's so tall. 1 out in the 6th. Bryant gets hit by the pitch. Varble had one get away from him, and that's big on a 0-2 count.
Yeah, not exactly the time you want to be doing that when you got the batter at your mercy at 0-2.
So 2 on, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Eagles are threatening again. Joe Henigmeyer comes to bat. He's scored twice in this game, and he hits one hard up the middle. Tallman's able to get a glove on it, but it gets away from him. It looked to me like he was crawling towards second to tag second base, but he lost the ball.
Yeah, but once again, it's a ball that if you just shift your body and get in front of it and not try to play it from the side, you've got yourself an opportunity to, you're going to get at least 1 out there, and who knows, you maybe get 2.
Bases are loaded again, and another error on the Panthers. I've got them with 5 errors committed in this ball game. There's been a couple on the shortstop position. Tallman has made a couple. You got 6. Here's a ground ball again towards second. This is hit slowly, and again it goes off his glove. Another error. Run comes in. And
there's just no excuse for this.
I mean, it was hit slowly. And you can understand if he was maybe grabbing it with a bare hand to throw on to first to try to make the play quickly, but that wasn't the case. Just had to go off his glove. Errors on back-to-back plays have allowed the Eagles again to load the bases, push across another run. And now stepping in is Tyler Andrus. 1 out in the 6th. Eagles now lead 11-5. And the defense not helping out Jake Varble here in the 6th, much like the 3rd inning. There's a swing and a miss by Andrus.
Well, they haven't helped him out very much in this game, period.
In that 3rd inning, Tallman made 2 errors, and he's already made 2 here in the 6th. Varble checks and delivers, misses outside for a ball, and it's 2-0 to Andrus.
I mean, it's your middle infielders, too, that are really killing you in this game.
And they're middle infielders that aren't known for their bat. They're expected to be good defensive players, and they're not getting it done. Here's a ball hit to the gap, but getting over and making the play is Clendenin, and he throws to third with nobody there. Clendenin throws to third base with no one covering as the run comes in.
I've never seen that.
Another error, you'll call the out of Andrus flying out to left field, but there's another error because the runner was able to advance to third on the play, and the runner actually takes second base as well. The runners were on first and second, right? And the third baseman for some reason was out of position. He wasn't at third base as the throw comes into third. So an error on the left fielder allows the runners to advance. Now they're on second and third. And a hit by pitch. And Connor Lowen reaches base.
You want to talk about the epitome of falling apart. This is it.
And the bases are loaded again.
If 2 runs on 1 hit.
I mean,
8 errors in the game. That's just wow.
I had 4 coming in. You had 5 coming in, and there's been 3 this inning. And just some of the strangest errors you've ever seen. Bases are loaded again. There's now 2 outs. Varble has the pitch go off the end of the bat to Brandon Hampton. Opportunity to help himself again.
I mean, I may be crazy here, but when you're throwing to a base, usually you're looking there, right? And when you see nobody there, that would normally indicate to you don't throw it there.
Right. Yeah, I don't know who's to blame. Here's a ball hit sharply to center field. Coming on is Kennedy to make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning on a line drive to straightaway center field. Panthers make 3 more errors in the inning. The Eagles score 2 more runs, and they now lead 12-5. As we go to the 7th, the Panthers will bat for the final time, needing runs in this ball game. As they led at one point 5-0, they're now down 12-5. The Eagles have scored 12 unanswered. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts?
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to State Farm agent Tom Lane to help you plan for your future today.
Valley, and the Eagles, meanwhile, draw even in Mississippi Valley Conference play. Leading off for the Panthers, their leadoff man, Hunter Bryant, watches one miss outside for a ball, and it's Brandon Hampton still in there here in the 7th. 96 pitches right now.
Yep.
Another one on the way, catches the outside corner, and the count's even 1-1 to Hunter Bryant. Jacob Witt, Jake Varble due up this inning as well for Jersey. Should anyone get on, Crick Kimball. Hampton's pitch, called strike 2. He walked 4 batters in the first inning. Panthers scored 5 in that first, and we thought Hampton would have a short leash in this game, but he's pitching in the 7th, leading by 7. Here's a pitch, low, and it's ball 2. And it's not like his teammates offensively have helped him out. It's the Panthers just imploded defensively. Panthers also with some walks, but some big hits in this game. Devin Daniels with a big bases-clearing triple. Foul ball out of play down the right field side. Count stays 2-2. At the conclusion of the game, it's the Munganast Alton Toyota player of the game. We talked about Devin Daniels with that bases-clearing triple. There was also a Hampton helping himself with a 2 RBI single in that 7-run second inning. Pitch misses the mark, and it's count full 3-2 to Bryant. Bryant fouls one out of play down the left side. And we'll do it again.
Well, he's past the century mark in pitches now. He's up to 102.
And nobody is warming up. Now that's, or is there somebody over there? I can't see.
No, there's somebody down
There is somebody down there. Here's another hard hit ball foul. Down the left field line inside, and Bryant turning on it. I'm looking through my scorebook, looking who I can give the Munganast Alton Toyota Player of the Game to. A couple of players have scored twice in this game. Nobody scored more than twice. Here's a ground ball to Andrus. Easy play for the Eagles' second baseman, and the first out is recorded here in the 7th.
Number 8, right fielder.
9 pitch at bat there, but the end result is all that Hampton cares about, and you got the out.
No indication that they're going to pull Hampton just yet, as he's over 100 pitches on the day. Witt steps in. Jacob Witt watches strike one.
I don't see why. He looks like he's throwing better now than he did in the first inning.
Witt has been on base 3 times in this game for the Panthers. He scored a run. And he bats here in the 7th with 1 out. There's that high pitch called a ball. Looked like it came out of his hands a little bit odd. And the count's 1-1. Varble on deck for the Panthers. 1-1 pitch on the way from Hampton to Witt. And it's called a strike at the knees, 1-2. Jersey will go to 4-2, barring a miraculous comeback, and they'll go to 12-9 overall, 4-2 in the Valley. Swing, ground ball, and Witt is on for the 4th time in this game for the Panthers. Reached on a walk and scored in the first, tripled and was stranded in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, and now singles here in the 7th. He's 2 for 2.
First hit for Jersey since the 4th inning? Yeah, since Bryant doubled. They've only had 4 hits in the game. They haven't had an inning yet where they've strung together multiple hits.
And Witt got on base behind Bryant, and that's the first base runner since Witt was on base back in the 4th inning. So Witt takes his lead. Varble watches strike one.
Yeah, he had retired 8 in a row before that base hit.
Witt takes his lead off first. Bryant holds him on. Hampton checks and delivers, and it's a called strike 2 to Jake Varble. Crick Kimball on deck for the Panthers. Jersey Panthers won the first meeting between these two teams 9-8 with some controversy. Coach Gary Bruning and one of his assistant coaches both ejected from the game late on a couple of questionable calls in Jerseyville that allowed the Panthers to win the game. I mean, those were actually plays that had a bearing on the outcome. Here, it's a 7-run lead for the Eagles as we bat here in the 7th with the Panthers needing a rally. Pitch misses, and the count's even 2-2 to Jake Varble. Witt takes his lead. Varble takes one high, and the count goes full to Varble. Hampton with the 3-2 pitch, the payoff pitch on the way. And it's low for a ball, and he walks a man with
Might be the end of the line here.
looking for the coach, and here comes the slow walk. And it looks like we may see a change. The infielders converge around the pitcher's mound, and the Eagles will discuss possibly lifting Brandon Hampton here in the 7th. He's
Up to 114 pitches, so I would think the end of the line is here. Maybe not.
looked like Gary Brunig was down near the bullpen to see if the relief. No, he was, I guess, maybe checking to see if the relief pitcher was ready. I saw Hampton nodding his head when the coach was coming out there to talk to him.
Well, of course they are. They don't want to come out of the game.
Well, yeah. But with a 7-run lead, you can afford to let him work through some troubles if it's important to get that complete game win.
I think maybe they're telling him this might be your last batter because you've got lefty on lefty here.
And that might be the sole reason why he's still in there. 2 runners on, 1 out in the 7th. Kimball watches one miss low.
He's done a pretty good job on Kimball so far. Walked, scored, struck him out, and got him on a pop-out. So
There's 1 out in this inning. Hunter Bryant grounded out to start the inning. Next 2 have reached. And now a strike on the inside corner to Kimball. Drake Connellican on deck for the Panthers. He's got one of the Jersey Panther RBIs in this game. Hampton checks the runners and misses. Ball pops out of the glove of the catcher, but the runners can't advance.
you don't want to take an opportunity or take a risk there. Down by 7 runs. The last thing you want is to get anybody thrown out on the bases.
Open stance from Kimball. Bats from the left side. Watches one miss low. And the count's 3-1 to the Panther cleanup batter.
Well, you're right. He just doesn't look as fluent throwing out of the stretch.
And that's back in the first inning when the first runner reached on an error, and then he had a slew of walks. And here's a swing and a miss by Kimball. And the count goes full now, 3-2.
A little bit of a late swing there, too. So still get a double play ball here, though.
And could end the game with a double play. 1 out in the 7th. Swing and a miss, and Kimball goes down swinging, and Hampton gets another strikeout. Not a lot of strikeouts in this game, and I think that's just his 4th.
You're going to leave him in there. Greening asked him, what do you think? And he's not going to come out of this game.
Maybe a run allowed would have changed the mind. Connellican bats with 2 outs. Panthers down to their last 3 strikes. First one is over for a strike to Connellican. Chase Tallman on deck for the Panthers. Connellican in this game walked and scored in the first, grounded out to third in the third, and flied out to left in the 5th. Here's a ground ball foul, and it's 2 strikes on the batter, and the Panthers are down to their last strike. Hampton is 1 strike away from a complete game win. And checking the numbers on Hampton, he has 2 complete games this season. He's 4-0 with 2 complete games. This could be his 3rd.
You could have taken the money out of my wallet if you'd have said you'd have thrown a complete game today.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, high and inside to Connellican, and probably hit him. Oh, he hit him. Maybe overthrowing a bit there.
Yeah, he's going to come get him.
He's not going to get his 3rd complete game, it would appear. 2nd trip to the mound this inning. And the signal is made. A pitching change. The Eagles, Brandon Hampton, still in line to get the win. He cannot suffer the loss today. He's going to get the victory, and he'll get a big round of applause from the crowd as Brandon Hampton walks back towards the dugout. And he looks to get win number 5 here this afternoon. And the Eagles make a pitching change. We'll come back and talk about it. After this, you're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
If you have car problems, Andy's has the solution. Customer service is priority number 1. Our dedicated staff will be more than helpful in getting your car back on the road while you relax in our comfortable waiting area. If needed, we'll also make arrangements for a rental. Our experienced ASC certified technicians will walk you through every step of the process. Andy's Tire and Auto Service offers every under-the-hood service you need. Visit one of our 4 convenient locations today.
The new pitcher for the CM Eagles is Matt Lawrence. He is making his 5th appearance. He's got a 0-0 record. He's only pitched 5 innings, so he's kind of a specialist out of the bullpen. And he's got 1 man to get here in the 7th inning. Bases are loaded, and there's 2 outs here in the 7th. Matt Lawrence, sophomore pitcher, right-hander, will pitch out of the windup. And now we're going to get a timeout called by Lowen, the catcher. We had the pitcher step off, and then the catcher call time. Now we're ready to go. Lawrence needs to get just 1. Pitch on the way. High for a ball. Hampton goes 6 2/3, strikes out 4, issues 7 walks, responsible for all 3 Panthers on base. So far, he's given up 5. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Misses outside. 2-0 to Chase Tallman. Batting with the bases loaded after a single with 1 out, a walk, and a hit by pitch. Here's a strike called at the belt to Chase Tallman. Counts 2-1. Brendan Kennedy on deck for the Panthers. Not a save situation either for Lawrence. Pitch on the way. Outside for a ball. Count goes 3-1 to Tallman. And so many walks in this game, and you maybe think that the umpire's squeezing these pitchers. That's really not the case. They've been missing. Here's the pitch on the way. Hit sharply into right field. That will get down and score 1 at least. And it will be station to station for the Panthers as 1 run comes in. And that is charged to Hampton. So he's given up 6 runs now. Still responsible for 2 of the 3 runners. An RBI single for Chase Tallman.
He's got 3 in the game now.
3 RBIs. That's his second hit. Both RBI hits. Had a 2-run single in the first. Drives in a run here in the 7th as Witt comes around to score the second time in the game. Bases still loaded. Still 2 outs. Pitch is outside for a ball to Kennedy. Only needs to get 1 out to preserve this win. It's now 12-6. Pitch on the way. Another one misses outside for ball 2. Michael Clendenin on deck for the Panthers. Not a deep Panther team at all. They've usually used about 9 players, and that is it, especially hitting. Here's a pitch outside in the dirt, and that's ball 3.
You're taking at least 1, maybe 2 pitches here. At least 1.
Yeah, he's been having trouble finding the strike zone. Walked 1 man, got just 1 strike on that batter. Now he's 3-0 to this one, and he misses high here. 2 straight walks issued by the relief pitcher Lawrence, and the bases are loaded again with a run in.
You've got an RBI single in the inning, and now you've got another RBI via walk. And Jersey had one of those way back in the first inning. And I think this is the end of the line here.
Yeah, quick hook from Coach Bruning as 2 batters. Lawrence.
It's taking 3 pitchers to get the last out.
Who's it going to be? It looks like trying to see the number.
Looks like Andrus is going to.
Yeah, Tyler Andrus. So we'll take another break. Tyler Andrus comes on to pitch for the Eagles to try to close this one out. The Panthers have scored twice in the 7th. It's now 12-7. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Dad, the toilet's clogged again.
Ruderman to the rescue. We'll clean any drain, anytime, anywhere. Ruderman is your locally owned and operated plumbing and drain cleaning company. We're friendly, fast, and reliable. Ruderman takes the extra steps to protect your home while providing stellar 24-hour emergency superhero service with hometown pricing. So for plumbing repairs, drain cleaning, water heaters, filtration systems, or just when your house pipes are in trouble, call Ruderman.
Relief pitcher Matt Lawrence is responsible for the runners on first and second. He faced 2 batters, walked them both. And now Michael Clendenin bats against another reliever, Tyler Andrus. On the season, 1-0. He started 3 games. He started twice, I should say. This is his 4th appearance on the season. His ERA has elevated a 21 ERA for Andrus. He's pitched 2 innings, giving up 6 runs on 11 hits.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, but you're asking him just to get 1 out here.
Yeah, you just need 1 out.
First pitch is a ball to Clendenin. James Holmes on deck.
Believe it or not, Jersey's 1 batter away from getting the tying run to the plate.
Pitch is called a strike to Clendenin. Counts even, 1-1. Andrus looks in for the sign from his catcher, Lowen. Pitch is on the way, and it's outside for a ball. Lawrence walked a couple, and that maybe gave the Panther faithful who are in attendance here some hope. But boy, those unearned runs that the Panthers allowed in the middle innings of this game going to come back to haunt them in this one as it gets closer late. 12-7 the score. Andrus with another. This one, high, ducking out of the way was Clendenin. And the count goes even, 2-2.
Well, you don't want to hit somebody in that situation.
There's already been one hit by batter. Actually, that was last inning. There's been 3 walks this inning and the hit. And here's a strikeout of Clendenin. He takes third strike looking, second strikeout of the inning, and the Eagles prevail here on their home field at the Bethalto Sports Complex. The Eagles win it by a final score of 12-7 as the Panthers strand the bases loaded. A wild one here in Bethalto. A lot of runs scored, not a lot of hitting. Some bad pitching, but in the end, the Eagles prevail by the final score, 12-7. We'll total things up in the postgame show. Come back with the Munganast Alton Toyota Player of the Game. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.